I'm like, okay, we'll have a good size group.
Oh, we had a small group in foundational.
Feels like okay.
Which is unusual, but a lot of people showed up for my Saturday class.
Yeah.
You know,
Even.
oops.
Throw everything around.
Wow, you okay?
No, not really.
Okay.
I'm here.
Who's out there? Amanda and Nikki.
And Stephanie and Mara.
Wow.
Do we have the camera working for the room?
No, you can't see us.
Yeah, we can't see you. You can't see us.
Aww.
You gotta guess who we are by our voice.
Casey.
Well, it's not
Well,
gonna do
the-
anything with the thing on. Oh, there. Good job.
The other group.
I'm good at this
because
game.
they didn't have a lot of people in the room, thought that they'd rather see the speaker than Casey and Jeff.
But you could, well, yeah.
Yeah, you don't wanna see us.
But you know what the truth is? I mean, Sarah never shows her face.
Yeah.
I said, we can't see you. You can't see
Turn off all the cameras.
No faces.
No faces today.
Whoa.
Faces. I'm
No
showing mine. You don't show yours.
Oh my God.
We're all gonna be like Sarah today.
I have a case of the Mondays. I don't know about everybody else.
Oh, my
Man.
Monday.
Come on, McConkey.
Monday started out pretty rough.
None of us have
Hi.
makeup. either.
I am so not. No.
Level now.
All right, well,
It's
you know,
for
we
y'all. You're like,
We're not
pretty
gonna-
dummy shirt.
Wow.
lucky.
I-
Then I got this one. It's a-
Yeah.
I like that one.
Tattooed on my back.
No, you know.
I do.
I love it. I love it. All right.
It'll be black and white with a little bit of snow.
Okay, I can't stand it this way. Okay,
And the mountains in the background.
I like it.
Cut it down.
There we are.
And
we were all trying to be like Sarah today and turn off our cameras, but anyway.
I
we-
mean, Sarah, it's not good over here, you know, so.
Peer pressure. Peer pressure. Wow, I'm so excited. There she is.
You're adorable. Stop it.
Oh, now I
Can't
can't
hear
hear you.
You're on mute. Okay.
Good morning, Mrs.
Woo.
I don't have my makeup on. I'm not prepared for this. Peer pressure sucks.
I say I don't have mine on. I think, you know, I think
my hair.
I took a shower.
I did take a shower and wash my hair today. Yeah.
morning.
Yes. I was
I
talking-
didn't. I dropped the kid off at school. She's showered and brushed. I packed a lunch. I responded
I
to a
was
bunch of
talking
emails.
to a new client picked up over the weekend, and I said, well, we can hit Zoom tonight, but I'm just gonna tell you, I look like a weekend warrior and not a professional realtor. And they both chuckled. It was pretty funny. So, it's all good. It's all good. So I love seeing your faces. I love the energy with this group. So super stoked. So first of all, how many of you have gone through FOMO because you didn't go to family reunion and everybody's coming back and they're all excited? And man, I really wish I could have heard Gary, and I just know that it would have made a difference and he would have presented those slides so much better than Charles did.
Oh, we had a little less time.
Well, a little less time and he didn't go into the details. So here's what I have for you. They are doing a replay of Gary's vision speech on Wednesday at 11 o'clock. I'm trying to find the details, which is why I have my phone in
Wednesday,
here.
March 1st.
Wednesday, March 1st at, I want to say 11 o'clock our time. So we need to figure out how to hook up at least this
Is it
laptop.
tomorrow?
Huh? No, I don't think so.
I think. Oh, you're right, it is Wednesday. But it's on the 31st.
Tomorrow would be the
No.
28th.
February.
I don't know why this isn't working the way it was. Hold on. If you join the group Pivot, PIVOT, :shift ahead. James Shaw is playing a replay of Gary's here it is, vision speech. It's Wednesday, March 1st at 1 o'clock Eastern time, which would be 11 o'clock our time. So Stacy up here, I don't know if we can hook up this computer and get it into a Facebook account and put it up here. That's my day in Old Town and I don't know what's happening down there. But anyway, for me, I really felt like I missed a lot not hearing that, even if that one thing from Gary's speech. So, wanted to make sure I shared that with you. That group also, James is doing another one today. I don't remember what time it starts, but he is reteaching one of the breakout sessions that he taught at Family Reunion on that Facebook group. So if you're not a part of that Facebook group and not following it, amazing. It's absolutely amazing. They do a daily call. It's at 6 a.m. our time, right? But I got to tell you, some of the relationships that have been built across the country, the amount of referrals that I watch happen in that group. I don't know if you're awake at 6 a.m. it might be worth jumping into it and starting to get involved. If not, they do the replays, right? And there's always good stuff in there. So anyway, first of all, tell me something good. I know there's all kinds of good news in this group today, so don't make me call on you.
Well, I just didn't.
Go, Stephanie.
Seen the first.
Go, Stephanie.
I had the opportunity to work an open house with Miss Nikki this weekend on Saturday. It was a super home, which I just was so excited about. And we had really good flow through and I got the chance to take 2 sets of people to a separate home that Nikki and Amanda have on the market, but that they weren't doing an open house. And of those 2, the first are not interested, but the second are very interested. So they asked me to set up appointments to look in Candelas tomorrow night. And it's an even better idea.
And so the super home, or so the house you showed, the
Yes.
second house that didn't want to have an open house, we had a full price offer on this morning or last night. And then the super home, we may be having 2 offers.
So let's replace this with the super home that's priced the way we suggested that it be priced, because I just want to make sure everybody knows that the
Yes.
1,410
Is
is
not
not our
our-
pricing.
Yeah.
It's all right.
But
The correctly
Yeah,
priced home.
it was priced at 1,375 and we were under contract for less than that before, but Mr. Seller is having some challenges.
Can I ask how you got them to finally lower the price?
No.
He didn't.
He raised it.
He raised the price
Oh,
to go back.
we went
on
back
the
on the
market.
market. Oh.
We were under contract with the Heckenbergs,
It's
and unfortunately, at the end of last year, they could not get the property in Westminster that was contingent under contract.
That's what I want.
So we had essentially amend extended for like over a month and they still couldn't get it. And then it was Christmas. And my sellers were just like, we're done with this transaction. Like we're done. And so everything terminated and then we just relisted, but he wanted to list at 1,425 and I said,
Oh,
absolutely not.
That's an emotional thing. He's not really motivated to sell.
He's not.
And so,
It's a 1 point.
He's at 1,410. Our other super. home
Anyway.
is at 135.
Okay.
so we've got one of the next gen homes that's got a possible 2 offers that are, are being
Correct.
worked on. Okay.
And we may be able to work a chain down the coaching
Pipeline.
pipeline that we are actually going to possibly list the buyer for our super home. We have referred that out to another member of our coaching staff. And then we would sell their home, but then Stephanie's new people,
Might buy.
this
that
new
house.
home would be perfect for them. So we may have this whole line to
So
get.
couple A buys house A and then couple B buys A's home,
Yep.
not long after.
And realtors, 1, 2, 3, and 4 all get paid on Saturday. So, and it all comes back under the coaching program and under Paywave, because we all want to have, the brokerage that sells the most.
So
Yeah.
big weekend.
Yeah.
Again, open houses work.
Yes, they do.
And we picked up a buyer that
A $1.8 million
go up to $1.8 million at the
Have
open
Is
open
that
house.
the engineer?
Yes.
Oh, God, he was.
Him and his
great.
son, who kind of looks like a not quite as cute version of Zac Efron.
Mhm.
Oh.
Yeah.
He was also.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go. All right. Who else has good news, Sarah?
Thornton
No,
Oh
Brighton.
God, I wish. Well, the Brighton house, by the way, everybody, you have a buyer is now under 500,000 for a brand new, I know. New build, so it is at 495. It is a frickin' steal, people. I am serious. And if you want the easiest sale of your entire life, like I'm not fucking kidding you, please go buy it. Anyway, the Colorado Springs house, we did have open houses this week. I had another actual new agent in Colorado Springs do it. And we had 22 groups come through between Saturday and Sunday. We even had a buyer person that I referred out to that person, and they're probably going to buy something with them, and I'll get 25% because they messaged me on Facebook about it. We're under contract again with that. I've had 3 offers. We've had 17 showings. It's been pretty incredible over there. So we are under contract, and wish us luck because this week's inspection and it's a 50-year-old house. So
But didn't they already bring the structural engineer out over the weekend?
they did. Yeah.
And we've not heard anything, so no news is good news is
I
how I'm gonna
talked-
take it.
I talked to her this morning and they're still super happy and they were asking if they could keep the couch. If you guys don't know, I do my own staging and the couch is actually one I picked up for free on Craigslist to make it look pretty and threw some throw pillows on it. So, I mean, they want to keep that. So like, that's kind of cool and stuff. So yeah, they sound still super into it.
Love it, love it. And I love the fact that, you know, you're giving opportunities to agents. You got a listing not in your home court, right? And none of us want to do open houses in Colorado Springs, right? But you got with another agent in Colorado Springs, building relationships, referring business there, and taking a percentage as the listing agent and not having to cross those lines and deal with customer versus agency versus transaction broker. Like it's just, I love how it's all starting to come together. All right, where else do I have good news? You guys got good news?
No, no.
Okay.
We're here for everyone else.
Open house.
Yeah.
Activity then.
Decent, but no, it's slowing down. The showings are
That's
slowing.
2 right now, right? Spring Mesa and then where's the other one?
Wash Park.
Wash Park.
And but that was busy, no?
It was busy, but it's probably overpriced.
How much is it on for?
1.2.
Did it completely refurbished? redone?
It is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
And there are comps, but you know.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. Who in this group currently has listings that they don't think will be under contract in the next couple of days? Really?
The 1-4-10.
The 1-4-10, Wash Park, Spring Mesa, Brighton, what do you have?
I have my buyer for Heather Gardens at, his selling his condo in Heather Ridge, right on the golf course.
When's that going on the market?
As soon as he can find another one.
We'll get that listing contract signed. Okay, if you have an active listing right now and you would like some social media collateral created, I'm going to send it to Stacy with whatever photos you want used. We will build out a great big huge social media ad, and then we will send it back out to this group so you can put it on your own Facebook pages. So for those of you that don't have listings, we're giving you a way to advertise other people within the groups, and let's just flood social media this weekend with all of the listings in this group.
Okay.
Everybody up for that?
Yeah.
So those of you that don't have listings, would you like to have some free social media collateral to find a buyer
Yes.
for Amanda's overpriced $1.4 million house?
Please.
Right? So, because there's some gorgeous pictures. I know these listings. I know I've seen all of them, right, on social. So let's burn that up and let's fire things up. So I love it.
I have some small good news.
All news is
I-
good news.
I sat out here for the last half hour and listened to you talking to the earlier group, and I agreed with everything you said. And I felt like sticking my nose in and saying, I didn't believe this before, you guys, but it works. It
Mhm.
really works. Listen to Margaret now. Don't be a dummy. Don't be like me. Just do it.
Do what she tells you to, right? Yes, ma'am.
ask everyone's opinion about our Wash Park home. So we put it on for 1.2. That's what he really wanted. He's very particular at their transaction with them. I've never met anyone like him. But that's what he really wanted. So we put it at that price because he's the type, if it went quickly, he'd be like, I told you, why didn't we do that? It would
Or
have
you
been.
might not have accepted it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
right. So we've gotten feedback from 4 agents already that said it's priced too high. Out of a dozen showings. The other ones are like, yeah, it's good. But the 4 specifically said it's priced too high. So our question is, we just went live last Wednesday. It hasn't even been a week. But do you think we should do a price reduction yet? No, wait, full 2 weeks and go. That's what we were.
Have you shared that feedback with him?
Yes.
Oh, constantly.
And what did he say?
I'm good. What's your opinion? You guys are the experts, you know.
And then what do you say?
Except for you don't wanna listen to me.
Yeah, so why don't you listen?
Well,
They're
that's
the experts, but
yeah.
I'm not better.
We said we'll probably wait 2 weeks
Mhm.
unless you wanna just rip the Band-Aid is what I said to him this morning.
Is he getting showings or was that all during the open house?
12 showings.
Oh, then I
Well,
would,
I would
you're
see
getting,
it.
Oh, I would sit.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay, so
my 1-4-10's not getting showings.
Oh, okay.
I mean, we had.
that's the difference between slightly overpriced and ridiculously overpriced.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. What's the data in that particular community, right? How long, we did that with Spring Mesa last week with you guys, right? How long are houses sitting in that particular neighborhood before they're going under contract? Right? We can watch Megan Eller, she can tell us what's happening in the Denver metro area, but pull your specific neighborhoods. Right? Last week in Spring Mesa, we learned the average number of days to go under contract was how many?
Oh, gosh, 36 or 38.
Okay, so if it takes 38 days to go under contract at full price, why are we panicking at 12?
Yeah.
But you got to know your own neighborhoods, right? And if you don't know your neighborhood, go find the stats.
But for this Wash Park, we're comparing it to one that went in 3 days and he brought that up.
And when was that?
Why is that?
Last week, the same
Same time frame?
Yeah, it
Different,
went on
like
like
different kind of
Wednesday.
locations on a street.
What was, how differently was the price?
1.1.
Well, that's why.
That's
It was
huge
$100,000.
Huge difference.
That's okay.
And,
Yeah.
oh, you want to know what that other house sold for?
What?
Oh. Another one.
It's under contract. I can tell it's showing that we close in a couple of weeks. I'll give you an approximate amount. It's all just under the list price. So anyway, yeah, we were pretty close to list, but slightly under.
Huh.
So on the ugly
I'm not.
next gen home, he's
Uh-huh.
just under. So that's just gonna help.
Bet you
So
there's
we
more.
went 160.
So anyway, we got feedback on board. So call him, call the other agent and say, hey, I saw you went under contract. Congratulations, you went really quick. Tell me about what you saw from a traffic perspective. We just hit the market. We're just trying to understand where we're at. People will share with you guys, right? So don't sit back and speculate. Pick up the damn phone. Don't text. Pick up the damn phone and ask. This guy won't tell me what he's under contract for, but he told me it was close. That's all I needed to know.
Except for I've had some, who was it? Was it Kathy Peterson, somebody else? I've had people tell me they were close before and then they were 20 to 30,000 under. Close.
I get it, but it's all relative, but at least you're having the conversation. Most agents will just tell you.
Yeah.
I was asking Charles the other day because while everybody else was at Family Union, I was in the office last week and I was reading Shift specifically about, pricing. There's a good chapter in that. But I kind of wasn't getting pricing ahead of the market. And that was 10%. Right? So is that how, does that relate to this conversation? Like, is 30% or 30,000, 10% of that price, or is it over or under? Is that?
We're sitting at just under 1.2.
Right.
Just under 1.2,
So, yeah.
So,
30.
10%.
Is really close.
right? So, again, you just don't know, right? And 10%, sometimes you don't have to move by 10%.
Yeah.
Right? You're getting 12 or 14 showings in your first weekend. And right now in the Denver metro area, how many showings do we need to get an offer? 18. You're tracking right where you should be. Right? If you were telling me,
Hang on.
if you were telling me it was your first weekend and you had one, I might go move it. But if you're telling me you got 14 showings in your first weekend, you are priced super close to where you need to be. It's just a numbers game and you're in a higher price point.
Right.
This is why knowing the market and studying it yourself and listening to people like Megan who are looking at it on a weekly basis is so much better than waiting for DMAR's end of month report.
Yeah.
I loved it. I saw Elena said it, I think either on a video or when she was talking to me, but she said the market has shifted twice in the last year and it happened in a weekend. And if you don't have your finger on the pulse every single weekend, you're toast. Right? And so get your buyers out there because right now there are sellers out there with agents who don't know the market has shifted and they're still willing to give up big concessions because they think they still have to. Just like, remember last April when the market changed on us and sellers and listing agents still thought it was February and March?
Yeah.
Okay. We got the same thing happening now. Sellers and listing agents think they still have to give up big concessions to move a house. Do they?
No, but if it's my buyer, I'm not gonna tell them that. Right. I mean, the neighborhood I'm watching is suddenly there, I haven't had anything to send to folks. I had 6 houses that were new to market that suited them
Yes.
in Applewood
Yeah.
last weekend.
So I'd be calling every single buyer that's in my pipe that I've ever even spoke to and be asking them, where are you at? Did you find a house? Let's get moving. I just saw 6 houses hit Applewood this weekend. The market spring is sprung. We might still get snow every Wednesday, but spring is sprung. Okay. So get on the horn and start following up with people.
What's the horn? Oh, the phone. Got it.
Yes. Used to be a megaphone. Hello, hello, hello.
And
Okay. All right. What are y'all thinking? What are y'all feeling? God, the energy in here is so much better. Oh. All right. Family reunion was awesome. I heard it was the best in 11 years. Made me sad to have not gone. For some of you, you're like, oh man, I'd really like to be a part of that. Right? I know Sherry, you've gone with us to Dallas one time. I think she went just to go to Dallas more than family reunion, but she still walked away with great stuff, right?
I had to go a volleyball tournament in a different state.
So yeah, that's the hard part is it's President's Day weekend. Next year's in Vegas.
Also President's Day weekend.
It's always President's Day weekend.
Hey, I need to write an announcement.
In Vegas.
Well, here's the thing. It doesn't matter when they do it. People will complain because people used to complain it was Valentine's Day weekend. Right? But they're trying to do it before the holiday. They're doing it because it's a 3-day weekend and before the spring markets get crazy. And it's a good weekend to get cheaper convention space.
Because it's expensive to fly
More
on a
expensive to
holiday
fly.
weekend, and realtors don't have 3-day weekends. Our kids do. So half the realtors that have kids, then all our kids are out of school and you're leaving town for that. It doesn't make sense for realtors to be
Well,
like over. I know.
I'll let you talk to Gary.
There's so many reasons why it should.
I can't control any of it.
I am gonna send an email and just like outline some things nicely. Be like, can you please choose a different weekend? Like, otherwise I'm never coming.
Don't say never. Your
Well,
life
I
will
have
change.
plans. I have plans every President's
So
Day
here's the
weekend.
good news.
Family first, right?
Right. So here's the good news. It's not the only convention Keller Williams does. So a couple of opportunities that I want to make sure is on you guys' radar. Okay. The first one is the regional summit. I can't remember when it is, but I can tell you it's in Vail. And it's pretty inexpensive to go to. And last year was the first one that we did. Was there anybody, did any of you guys go? No. It was really good for the first one that Russ and Kelly put together. They've already got their speakers lined up for this year. And they're bringing in some heat this year. So it has a kind of a feel of a mega camp, but on a smaller scale. What I loved about it is it got me the opportunity to meet other realtors in Colorado, like Colorado Springs, Durango, Steamboat, Northern Colorado, who I don't really want to drive that far because my name's not Bob.
Yeah.
Right? So a great place to build relationships, to build referrals, right? We have Mark, who's in our coaching program up in Summit County, but there's other agents up in Summit County too, right? And so get to know other people, learn. It's a much cheaper, easy drive up the mountain. I'll get you the dates. I don't remember when it is. If you register for Russ's monthly all hands for for the region, and we always play it in here because we combine that one week. Register, even though you're gonna sit in here with me, because every month they spin the wheel and you get your registration paid for free. Grab a roommate, gets really inexpensive. Great opportunity to go up and learn for a couple of days. Mega Camp is in either August or September, and it's in Austin. No better time to go to Austin than in August or early September. And they bounce between August and September, because my kids start in August and you always hit the first week of school. Our kids start in September in our part of the country and you always hit the first week of school. And so they bounce it back and forth to try and not, there's no perfect way for everybody in our world time, right? So that's a great opportunity. I encourage you to go. Mega Agent, I think they're already starting to, at least you can go on. Other things you can go to, spring and fall masterminds. Spring masterminds is in Pittsburgh. It's over my birthday, so I don't know if I want to go. And then the fall one, I don't know where they announced that, right? So these are all things that you can lean into. If you're part of the luxury group, go to the Luxury Summit, which is
October in Arizona at the Waldorf Astoria.
okay. So fall masterminds will be that same time, because they do fall masterminds and luxury at the same resort. So that's where it'll be, and it'll be in Phoenix. So not again, an easy flight. All great ways to go learn more skills and more tools, right? Because I heard Bob was talking about this in Coffee Talk this morning. What was he talking about? Be learning based, right? It's one of the keys in the 6 personal perspectives of be learning based. So how are you investing in you and your business? Now, I could become a conference junkie. I could. I love going to them. I love meeting people. I love learning new things. The problem is I got to implement those new things, and Stacy can't do it all by herself. Sometimes I take her with me. For those of you that are interested, Jeff Glover is doing his Live Unreal in Traverse City. June Father's Day weekend is when it starts. So Father's Day is when we're traveling up there. If that's something you're interested in, Jeff's deal is pretty inexpensive comparatively. It's another option. Would love to have you join me. Pick one big thing a year and go. Pick one. You got some local, you got some a little more expensive, you got some that are a long airplane ride, some that are short airplane ride. But if you could go to one conference a year, what would that do for your business and your mentality? Casey, are you already saving money for next year's family reunion?
Yeah, I already got my hotel.
At Mandalay Bay, right?
No. The Hilton, because it was only $300 for the whole week.
There you go. That's pretty inexpensive.
Family reunion at Mandalay Bay?
It will be, because they got the big, it's the only place in Vegas big enough to hold us all.
Oh, wow.
Now, but they also have, they already have rooms blocked, right? So you can block rooms there. So you can, when we register for family reunion, Elizabeth takes care of us anyway. So anyway, start setting aside money. Take money out of those closings. Okay. So Casey, I know you've already done this once today.
Plus,
Okay, but will you do it for us? So you went to family reunion. This was your first family reunion. And other than the words, oh my God, there was so many people. I've never seen so many people in one place at the same time. It was so overwhelming.
I
Okay,
think the escalator almost broke, and it was a longer escalator than the one coming from the train at DIA.
So yeah, imagine 10 to 20,000 people all moving around a convention center at one time. It's crazy. You can find pictures. Tell me, you've been back a week now. You've been back almost a week. You've had time to reflect. Tell me how going to family reunion impacted you, and the one thing that you learned there that you're now going to implement in your business.
Well, I think some of you were on Coffee Talk. I can repeat it. It changed a lot of my thinking. It changed my mindset 100%. There were a lot of things that were negative in my life because of where I started with my age, and you've heard that. I mean, I can't stop talking about Mo. I wish I had somebody like her in my life that was actually like that I could call and talk to, because it would have been great to have her on the other end of the phone many times.
You know, you still can call her, right?
I might try that.
Mhm.
It actually might be tempting. But I went to a bunch of stuff for solo agents and everything, and one of the things I started this year was really using Command. When I first started, I couldn't figure it out, it was dumb, it was slow, it was this, it was that, it was time consuming. But now, the time consuming part of that is it's gonna be my leverage. Because it's the only way I can do this as a sole agent and not waste time. So my big thing that I take from that is, be intentional and time management. Like, if you're gonna say you're gonna do it, put it on your calendar, it doesn't exist, and use Command to leverage my automation of my business.
Love that. So, and I'm hoping that you all have the Command app on your phone,
It's changed drastically.
My life.
It's
Yes.
huge change.
right? Because everybody's right there in your phone and you can literally push a button and dial a phone, and then it'll prop up when you hang up, and then you can log your task. You can run your business now off of Apple or that other
You
thing.
couldn't do that before. You could barely
Right.
your tasks, let alone.
Yeah, it's huge. It's life-changing, right? To be able to make the call and it logs it right away. And as we're managing more of our opportunities and using Sisu, right, to identify, why not use that tool so that we don't have to manually go remember to go log into our computer and type it. It also makes it easier to use our phone when we're on the go. I talk about all the time. When some of you drove up here this morning from Old Town up here. So what did you do for that 12 minutes? Drove, you listened to the radio,
Books on tape, but I also make phone calls.
right? A lot of people just listen to the radio and not podcasts or not business stuff, not mindset things. Sometimes we just listen to music, which we all need that. I'm not pushing that down. However, if you're like me, time is money in your world because you don't have enough time in your day. So I can promise you this, when I drive down to Old Town later today, which is where I need to go, I'm on the phone with somebody. I'm either calling a coaching client or I'm calling a real estate client. Right. And so if I can just do it from my phone, that automatically logs it, then I'm done. I don't have to worry about it.
And one of the big announcements, did you guys all see the code book that
Mhm.
Charles held up? One of the big, a whole session of theirs is on technology and how they really are doing more with our technology. They put in like
$1
$1 billion.
Gary,
Gary.
out of his personal checkbook.
And
Gary has not taken a salary from this company for 4 years because he's reinvested all of his income back into Command.
And some of the stuff is, so there's another one that I can't remember what the other one is, but when I started, I did my first website on Command. And it was terrible. So I went out and bought one and designed one and had one done, and I like it, still not really sure that it's working. But now you should see what they have with the new websites. I mean, they've got linkage, you've got,
Good.
I mean, you could do video, like all that stuff you couldn't do before. I mean, they're really catching up, and I think I'm in the profit share thing, and when I recruit people and I talk to people, that's the first thing I mention, because if you go through and figure out how much I spend on a website, and then how to capture leads, and then doing this, it's a lot of money, and I'm not really doing that much better that way than I would if I just go back to the original now that it's better, but it was terrible.
It was so
So,
hard.
and designs are still,
They're working on
They're
them.
working on it.
designs is not, I don't think,
I know.
in their top frame, and I listened to what they said at family reunion.
They're trying.
They've definitely made,
Yeah.
they definitely have made big strides forward.
Yeah.
For those of us that use the team accounts, I'm not so sure they're as far along as they are as with the individuals, but it's still a lot better.
Still a lot better.
There's our buddy Charlie up there.
And at
He's
least
just
they're-
looking at it, y'all.
They're listening, so you guys need to too think, like I was thinking this, like, well, gosh, I don't know that I would say anything, like, if you wanna change the date of family reunion. I think you should reach out, because they're I mean, they do listen, but.
I've never been afraid to speak up, so.
Really?
Really? I thought you were the biggest introvert around. Okay. All right.
I just tore the lady down this morning for the Easter Bunny and Bo Peep, so, you know.
Oh, I cannot wait to hear about this later. Okay. Where was I? Okay, we talked about that. We talked about that. Okay. So I hate when I bring my phone in because when I get text messages, I want to read them.
Squirrel.
It totally is a squirrel, which, and the other bad part is it makes it really hard for Stacy. So, so you're all gonna go list your own homes. So we're gonna get more listings this weekend, right? Okay, so if you do have a listing, make sure that you've got that opportunity in command, so it's coming through into our reporting tool. And make sure that the listing docs are uploaded into command compliance so we can verify that they were signed on the date you say they said. Okay, so I got big prizes and I want to give them away. One of the things I saw on Facebook, because where do I learn everything, is somebody posted this thing called Powerful Prospecting Activities. And I think some of these we all know, but I just want to run a few of these past you. And there was one that really got my attention. So open houses, floor duty, door knocking, pop buys, both individuals and businesses. Direct mail, newsletters, e-newsletters, phone calls, face-to-face meetings and appointments, duh. Handwritten notes, FSBOs, expireds, client appreciation parties, volunteer, go find your people, right? Earlier, Diane Sheriff has a first listing appointment today or later this week. And she met the person by going to her quilting group and having a conversation. And the lady goes, I want to sell my house. And now we got a listing appointment. Client appreciation parties, volunteering, networking events, coach the kids' soccer team, annual financial updates, circle prospecting, social media, blogging, hand out business cards. Here's the one that got my attention. You ready? Send notes to homes for rent as possible listings. Think about that for a minute. Send a note or a phone call for homes that are for rent as possible listings. So who are you going to get on the other end of that phone?
The owner or the renter.
Investor.
The owner who owns the rental property. You might get a property management company, but a lot of people don't use them unless they got multiples. Okay. If somebody has got a vacant property for rent, perfect time to sell it. Are we having conversations with them about taking advantage of the appreciation that that asset has given them over the last 24 to 36 months and diversifying that income into different investments? How many of you guys have a financial planner? Okay. Is your phone ringing off the wall right now like mine is? Because he keeps calling me because I don't really want to meet with him. And he's like, we got to look at this. We got to make sure we got everything in balance. You guys ever get your phone calls from your guys like that? If not, you need a different one. But if somebody's got so much equity built up in a rental property, can they sell it and reinvest and get two? Can they reinvest and buy three? Can they reinvest out of Denver and go to other parts of the country where housing is cheaper to buy? Right now it's sitting empty because they're advertising for rent. I don't know. Am I the only one that thinks that could be a prospect? Like it. We'll see who jumps on it. Okay. Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, what else did they have on here? Oh, I know what I was gonna ask. Seminars. So we talk about doing first-time home buyer seminars. Sherry and Mara have started investing and leaning into our senior community. They got certified in the senior, what is it called? SR?
SRES. I'd love to hear more about that.
So my question to you is, and then I'm gonna let you guys talk a little bit about that. I know Yvette is also doing some stuff in that arena. One of the things that came out of family reunion for the coaches, because guess what? We actually go learn how to be better coaches. One of the ideas that came out is the coaches host a first-time homebuyer seminar where the coach does the instructing and the teaching, bring in a lender, bring in maybe a home inspector, have a door prize, and all of you invite your clients. And you come to that seminar with your first-time home buyers. I do the teaching. You take care of your people. You're gonna learn how to host the seminar. And there's volume in numbers, because I know some of you have tried this and you do it once, you do it twice, and your advertising is so limited, nobody shows up. You throw up your arms and go, well, that didn't work. I'll never do that again. If I did that, who would participate in bringing your clients? 1, 2,
Try, but I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
How many first time buyers?
but what if we built the social media marketing to help you and find people? If we, there is that, Stacy's about to get a whole lot of business if I do this, right? Right?
We'll figure it out.
But my question is, if we gave you the advertising to advertise on your social media or a paid social media, right? You could do social media advertising, we give you the collateral, we would do the work. All you got to do is show up and bring your people who no one's going to try and steal from you. Would you participate? And if the answer is no, that's fine. I won't invest my energy to create it. Yes, ma'am.
I'm a yes.
Okay.
We would post it. I don't know how many people that, I mean, we don't really have anyone in our pipeline that are first time home buyers.
That you know of,
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
that you know of.
I mean, it could be the kids of all your clients.
Bingo.
That's a good idea.
I love that, yeah.
And I was with a lender this weekend at the open house in Wash Park, and he said that's the hot market right now. The rates are so high for second homes and investment properties that the Fed is really targeting these first time home buyers.
Yep. And they don't currently have a house that's at 3% that they got, they're so wrapped up in their own
Right.
brain that why would I give up 3% to go to 6.5?
I don't need a bigger house yet. I'll just keep my 3%.
Right.
Exactly, because they don't see the bigger
They
picture,
don't
right?
see it.
Yeah.
So anyway, all right, so we need to get that on the calendar and wrap that heads around that.
Yeah.
It probably will not be before April.
Yeah, that's good.
I got some stuff going on in March that's popped up that I need to deal with, so.
Yeah, but that gives us time to like.
To do it right.
advertise and
Yep.
do it well. We can set up at an Eventbrite, we can set up like all kinds of things where people can register really easy and like, yeah, make it big, yeah.
Yep, love it, love it, love it. All right. Okay, senior seminars. So talk to us a little bit about what you did, right? You identified something, right? And what do we say? If you identify a need, build a business around it and let it go. Make it happen. So you're in the middle of that messiness. But talk to us a little bit about what you identified and what you've done so far and go from there.
Well, we decide, I have some really good ideas when we're doing other things. It's really bad. But I guess it was a year ago, right? Almost a year ago, we decided to get certified, and it's just online classes, and it was like 300, I think, each. So SRES, Seniors Real Estate Specialist, is what it is. So the first thing we did is we send a postcard to the neighborhood at the entrance of Spring Mesa, Eldorado Estates, and Quaker Acres. We sent a postcard to all of them, which was about 400 homes, and we said free lunch. Walk down to Quaker Acres Park and we'll give you all the answers to whatever you need to know, any of your real estate questions. So we had 2 dates. Complimentary lunch over lunch hour, beautiful days, not one person showed up at either of them.
What is wrong? with those
Except
old
for the
people?
lender that we invited.
Oh.
And then we also had two representatives from senior living available to answer any questions, but no one came.
So no one showed up, so you just gave up and said that was a dumb idea.
Well, we did get a listing appointment out of it.
True.
They still haven't listed, but the elderly community is, that we're running into,
Long game.
it's just a
I just
different,
love to talk to you guys about
Yeah.
it, because I'm
yeah.
meeting these pockets of resistance that I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
All right, so that didn't work, so you gave up. No.
No, so
No.
those were the 2 that we did that season, and then through my church, St. Joan of Arc, I reached out to the seniors director there, And I said, would this be something that would benefit the seniors? And just kind of have an informational seminar where we have different people there. We have packing specialists, we have a lender, we have a family. I can't remember, but it's basically funerals and planning for that stage of your life. We have representatives from senior living around Arvada. And she's like, that would be great. The first one ended up having to be canceled because of the weather. That's when that big storm came in. And the second one, we had already planned to bring lunch, and there was 40 people that came.
Wow.
And so it went really smoothly, really well, and people really appreciated the pockets. We had 8 representatives there to talk to people. So we just kind of all said a little spiel, and then they went to the representatives at the different tables and got all the information they needed. We didn't really get anything from it so far. We're in the follow-up stages right now where we called them all and sent them all personal notes afterwards. We had one we're kind of still working with. I think he's hitting on Mara, actually. And, you know, he asked us if we could find him a girlfriend, and so we're still gonna, they're definitely different. And I just think that it's more time, and it's a whole different world with working with seniors for sure. And yeah, that's where we are. So we're going to continue following up with those. We put them all in command. And
What would be a good touch for all these people? Like, we've reached out. What did you think of the seminar? You know, feedback, blah, blah. So what could be a next step? Like once a month, like, oh, hey, did you hear this? Or what could anyone have?
Do you even have to have something to say? I mean, the people that are on my list that I call are just so happy to talk. Like, they've got the whole day, and if you drop by for a little visit, it's even better, you know?
You just
So
have to
it's
have
about,
time.
you have to have the time for it, but it's just more about company. Is what I'm finding with mine. But,
There's that. I think your touch campaign in that environment is huge, and your post, no different than the open houses, right? When we do an open house, you can go to an open house for 5 hours. If you don't do anything with the leads afterwards, you just wasted 5 hours, right? So what is your plan? Now you got to remember who you're targeting. You're targeting people older than me, right? And so therefore, how do they like typically to be communicated with? They probably prefer snail mail.
yeah.
They probably prefer email, right?
Phones.
And potentially phones, although if it depends on the relationship, right? I met you at a seminar. I may or may not want to be your best friend. A lot of yours, I think, are coming from friends of your parents.
Right.
So there's a different relationship there. I think I would envision your continual handwritten notes. Hit them with St. Patrick's Day cards and Easter cards, and if you can find out when their birthday is, and send them an ice cream card to go to Dairy Queen during National Ice Cream Day in June, or is it July? I don't remember.
June this year, I think.
I don't remember. I'm always on vacation when it happens. Anyway, and maybe a newsletter, right? Maybe a newsletter that you design that's focused to what they care about, right?
So-
What's important to them. And I just saw Yvette come off of mute, so she's dying to tell me to shut up, and she wants to go. So go.
No, not that I'm dying to say, it's just that there is an SRES print
Oh,
shop.
hold on. It's the sound bar. Hold on.
It turned off. Hang on.
Because they weren't doing enough talking on Zoom because we were dominating in the room. Okay, sound check.
Hello.
There you are.
Yeah,
Lori.
you.
Okay, so SRES, they actually have a print shop where they have a variety of flyers and mailers and like a whole cache of different things that you can use. And I was looking through them. I think there's like 40 different options that are one sheet mailers. Or I mean, you can drop them off too, but there's stuff like reverse mortgages, how to age in place, things to think about. If you think that your senior parent is not doing well, there's all sorts of flyers and triple cards, bifold cards that are in there that I was looking at this past weekend, that we can send to them. And it's kind of those reminders of maybe this house isn't where you need to be aging in place. And it offers a whole bunch of different resources that seniors can look into. And of course, it's all marketed, it's got your face on it, it's got your credentials and what have you. So I think maybe that might be something to look into while you're looking for things to send to people.
Yeah, we printed out 4 different ones for that at the seminar where they could put those up. Those are really good, but you're right, there's so many other options that maybe we could send them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it seems like such a good organic space to be coming from, because these are church members at your church who know you already, Sherry, and I don't know if you go to the same church, Mara, but you know,
Yeah.
you're gonna be seeing them fairly
Mhm.
no,
Yeah, but we did that, and then we reached out to St. Anne, which my daughter goes to that school. But it just so happens that their seniors director is also a realtor, so she did not want to. She said, oh yeah, that would really benefit our seniors. She's like, do you need a realtor? I'm like, well, actually, I am one. She's like, oh, okay. And so I sent her all the information and she never.
I'd still follow up with her.
Like,
Yeah, but she doesn't have your credentials, so.
throw out a reference in case anybody needs it. We had that great home organizer person come, Packer, etc. Mary Smith's sister-in-law, who lives in Longmont, is also an individual who Mary says she's excellent with, especially elderly people, in terms of helping them clear out closets, clear out junk, all of that. So if you need her information, I can share it with you, but Mary says she's really good at her job.
Yeah, maybe, because our elderly people, they said, oh, that would add up so fast, like the
Yeah.
pricing for that, for Brian.
Because
Yes.
Brian did come and he was the most popular one. They had a ton of questions.
Oh, he's so tall and handsome.
Well, but exactly, right. So I think the answer to your question is continue to feed them information and continue to love them. So what you need to do, what I would do is sit down and build out your contact plan, because we know how many times do you need to be in front of someone before they remember you? There's a number.
Is it 12, 13, 15, 17?
36.
That's for your sphere. It used to be called the 8x8, 8 touches over 8 weeks. It's now called 19 to connect. Right? So if you build a plan that's, you know, either 8 weeks or over a year, you got to hit them hard up front. Right? It's not a new story to you guys, but they did a survey one time on a community and they called around and they said, can you tell me who the best realtor is in your neighborhood? And they got a whole host of people, more than what's on this call with us. Okay. And then they sent out once a week a direct mail piece into this neighborhood for 8 consecutive weeks. It was actually the same piece. The realtor was a made-up name. It might as well have been Barney Rubble. Then after the 8-week of mailers went out, they called that same neighborhood back again and asked the question, who's the best realtor in your neighborhood? And guess who it was?
Barney Rubble.
It was Barney Rubble. You got to touch them, right? You guys did, when you host these seminars, right? Or anything that we do, whether it's open houses, whether it's door knocking your neighborhoods, anything. If you just do the activity and do nothing else, you might as well have just stayed home and ate bonbons and watched Days of Our Lives.
That's still on.
On Peacock. Okay. Yeah, Days of Our Lives, Guiding Light, whatever it is, whatever your thing is.
Carry over.
Is it
Yeah.
General Hospital? That one's still up. So anyway, follow up, right? Develop those plans, develop those plans. So with that, anything else anybody's got? Questions, thoughts?
Can we say hi to Charlie again?
Hey, Charlie,
Hi, Charlie.
Yeah.
can he wave?
Nap time.
It's lunchtime. Look at all those ladies flirting with you, buddy. So I saw, there's another Facebook group that I saw this super cute idea. I shared it with Elena and she kind of took it and is running with it. But it's the pop by, it was, I think it was it in the Canva group, Elena, or was it in the Pop by group? I don't remember. But anyway, they had the Pop by. It was, there's no butter time, BUTTER, to sell and buy than when the market is popping. And it's got microwave popcorn in it. So the original post is super cute. Elena took it because we're like, well, that's kind of fun. It's a great play on words, right? There's no butter time and the market's popping. She just sold, had a closing on her Old Town listing, did very well on it. So combining the two together as a door knocking piece for a just sold, because we want more listings in this neighborhood. It says there's no better time, and then it says call me to find all your real estate needs or to learn more about the market to sell and buy than when the market is popping. And then on the other side, she's got the just sold with the fact that she was, multiple offers, 35,000 over list price, et cetera, et cetera. So I just wanted to share that idea, right? Microwave popcorn is purchasable at Costco. We have confirmed that in bulk. So you put it in a little plastic thing, put your little flyer in it, and away you go. So just another idea and a different way to touch people. Yes, ma'am.
If for people who weren't on Coffee Talk this morning, Bob mentioned something that I would really love to do in the future, which was get a food truck to the home you help somebody buy a couple weeks after they settled in, and pay for the food truck and do a welcome to the neighborhood, come meet your new neighbor kind of thing for the people who just helped move into that neighborhood. And then meet all the neighbors, because you're gonna be there the whole time, chat and touch them about real estate.
Love it.
I like
So that's a variation on the theme of hosting a housewarming party for their friends and family. I don't know, I would have to talk to my food truck people. But if I'm paying for the food at the food truck, that could get really expensive.
I think it was the same thing where the people pay for their own food, but you're putting out tables and chairs.
Yeah, so just, but when you said pay for the food truck, my head went, my brain just went,
I'm like, I'm thinking I'll send you some stuff.
right? However, like Debbie said, there was a post on this morning about something, how to get to know people in your neighborhood. And Debbie wrote, do drinks in the driveway, right? And invite a food truck. People buy their own food, right? Our neighborhood has a food truck every Friday night. It's wonderful. I wish I could figure out how we could get down there and utilize that as an opportunity to meet more people in the neighborhood without stepping on Aaron's toes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There will also be a difference in how we approach these things after May, when I'm no longer a board member.
Good. All right. I like that. We can get more aggressive.
Yep. I have to be very careful.
Yep, no, that makes sense. Anyway, you guys have a great week. If you are not on my calendar with a series of one-on-ones, if I haven't called you yet, I'm going to be. So please go out and book. I am booking through May right now. You all get 2 a month. Some of you get 1 a week if you've been a capper, right? So here's what I know. When I'm working with you on that regular of a basis, that's when your business goes way up. So if you're not seeing me, please, I'm not scary. I don't yell. I don't scream. Well, Sherry says sometimes I make her cry, but that's usually just the mirror that I put up. Anyway, be sure I'm spending time with you, and let's just have some major kick butt years. So with that, it is March 1st. Let's go. All right. See y'all later. Bye.